Hello everybody, welcome to Spirit Sports. I am your host, Evan. And this video in question, as you've seen by the title, is just that my predictions for the NFL playoffs. So let's just get into it. I like the little reminder at the bottom that says note selected teams which are likely to win their respective rounds. So starting in the wild card round, I'm going to go to the NFC side. Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Packers upset the Cowboys last year in a very similar situation. The Eagles aren't the Cowboys, and it's a different Packers team. I could see this one going either way. This one depends what type of team you get for each one, but I do think that the Packers are going to do what they did to the Cowboys last year and pull off a win. Washington Commanders at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one will go either way. Because on one side, you got Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders that are going crazy as of late. And the other side, you have Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are going crazy. I don't really know. Bucs are good. Commanders are good, but the Bucs have kind of been in and out this year. They've beaten many good teams, including the 1-seed Lions, but they've also lost to a few bad teams. But I think on this one, as much as I would love for the Commanders to win, I do think the Buccaneers are going to pull through on that one. Okay, the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Rams. The Vikings are led by Sam Darnold. And as we saw in Week 18, that does actually make a difference. Then the Rams, led by Matthew Stafford, who are 10-7. 10-7 Rams versus 14-3 Vikings. It depends if we get the what we got from Sam Darnold for most of the season. If we get that, I think the Vikings are going to win. If we don't, I think the Rams are going to win. But I am confident that Sam Darnold will be back. I think he will get his confidence back, and because they're not playing the Lions, I do think they will win that one. Now let's go to the AFC. So, starting with Broncos and Bills. As much as I would love for Bo Nix and the Broncos to pull off the upset, Josh Allen, he's an MVP candidate with these Bills, who are not supposed to be good this year in any way, shape, or form. And I do think that the Bills are going to pull this one off easily. And then next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody's going to jump to the Ravens for this one, but I'm not exactly sure that's what I would do. Because I know how it looks. I know the Steelers are slowing down, and I know the Ravens are only getting better as the season goes on. However, it's Steelers-Ravens, so I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. And I'm not crazy. I think the Ravens are going to win, but I would not be surprised if the Steelers did pull off the win. And now we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Houston Texans. The Los Angeles Chargers came out of nowhere this season. They got Jim Harbaugh as their coach. Justin Herbert stepped up with the talent surrounding him. Ladd McConkey has stepped up. Joe Alt, their rookie lineman, has stepped up. Their whole team has stepped up, basically, and they made the playoffs, and they were not supposed to come near the playoffs at all. Then the Texans team, they're supposed to be here, all right? These Texans were supposed to be here at this time, but they have been kind of disappointing this season, not what many people have thought. I think the Chargers are going to use their momentum to go through and win. Now for the divisional round, and I'll stay on the AFC side. So, starting with Ravens-Bills. the two head MVP candidates at quarterback, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. This is a tough one. I'll tell you that. This is a tough one. But I do think the Bills will overcome against the Ravens and get to the conference championship for the first time in a long time. Chargers Chiefs. The Chiefs are 15-2. If their starters played against the Broncos, they would probably be 16-1. With the scores against the Chargers getting closer and closer, and all these close games against teams that they shouldn't have been close against, I think the Chargers might beat the Chiefs here. But honestly, I would not be surprised if the Chiefs won at all. I would not be surprised. Now to the NFC side. I'm going to start with Buccaneers Vikings. Now this is going to be what Buccaneers team do you get and what Sam Darnold do you get. If you get a good Sam Darnold, it's going to be tough for the Bucs to overcome that. But if you get a very good Buccaneers, the Buccaneers on the right foot against Sam Darnold from this season, or the Sam Darnold that we're used to, it's just going to be close. I think the Vikings will use their momentum, though, to get into the conference championships after they beat the Rams. And then Packers versus Lions. Packers have lost twice to the Lions. The Lions are 15-2. They won first seed in the NFC, obviously. They won their division, obviously. I think the Lions will beat the Packers again. There might be some bias there. It's going to be very close. Now, the Packers could win that one, but I doubt they will, especially against this Lions team, especially if David Montgomery is back. Now for the conference championships, let's go to the AFC side first. Chargers, Bills. I think the Bills win this one. There's not much for me to talk about to say why I think the Bills win this one. But if you've watched the NFL much this season, if you've watched the Bills, you probably know why I picked them. But when it's Josh Allen and this Bills team, I don't care who you got on the other side. If the team isn't better than the Bills, if the team isn't even or better than the Bills, I do think the Bills will win. But the Chargers could pull off the upset. Now this one is interesting for the NFC side. Vikings, Lions. In the first game they went toe-to-toe. Minnesota. Week 18, last game they played, the Lions took off in the second half and demolished the Vikings. This is a tough one. The Vikings, I do think the Vikings have a good chance of winning because they have a reason to. But also, the Lions this season have been incredible, and they've already beat the Vikings twice. So although I can see the Vikings winning in a lot of ways, I do think the Lions will be victorious. And this is interesting. Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions. Lions never won a Super Bowl. Bills never won a Super Bowl. In a very close game, the Bills beat the Lions 48-42. I think the Lions, they've kind of done a lot of what they've done this year have been revenge games. Now, while many people in this situation might think the Bills would win, I do believe the Bills could very easily win this game, and it'll be close. It'll be a very close game. That I don't mean easy like a blowout, but I do think the Lions will barely squeak past the Bills to win their first ever Super Bowl. And those were my picks for the NFL playoffs this year. That was today's video. I'm your host, Evan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching all 3 videos that I posted today. If you did or you didn't. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Stay blessed.